tutorial starts with a song, but it's only a few seconds long.
Computer animation. Computer animation. Computer animation.
Let's get started with animation. Hello folks, I know there's a lot of grain in this rendering because I just used the standard render settings anti-aliasing of 3, and you could spend much more time tweaking the render settings. But this is about these two strange looking and nice looking lights, and I want to show you where I got the idea and the texture from and how to apply them. We won't talk about the particle emission here. I did lots of tutorials about these things. Let me point your interest to two things. The floor, for example, it has the white dots now. And now it loses the white dots. Now it's more or less a copper surface. And the big lamp in front changes the intensity as well. Now it's dimmed, now it's opening up again, it's getting brighter and brighter, and once the camera is doing its round, it's a very bright light. So I just animated the parameters for the brightness for the floor and for that light, and now I'll show you how to apply it and where I got it from. First of all, you have lights here under Create Lights. These are the standard Maya lights, which you can use with Arnold and V-Ray and all kinds of renderers as well. And here are the Arnold lights, and in the light section you see 6 kinds of lights. They are not all lights we can have in the scene, and the ones I just showed you are actually not from here. So what I'll do now is I'll create just any kind of object, for example this cone, and a plane, actually a disc, and I want this to be emitting light. One way to do it would be Arnold Lights and Mesh Light, so I convert this cone into a light, but that's not what I'm going to do, and that's not what you've seen before. What we'll do now is we just create a new material. I think more or less any kind of material would suit our purpose. No light in the scene. And we can go down here in the standard surface settings and go to Emission. And in the emissions we choose a color, for example this kind of yellow, and we increase the weight. You already see in the viewport that there's something happening here. Let's increase this to 1/8 for example, and now we go to renderer and activate the Arnold renderer. You need to switch on this. So you have an emission from this object. Now let me show you a website. It's a website of Jahirul Amin. He comes from England and he provides these setups for free. Basically several HDRI setups. This is a real scene here, and what I want to show you now is this here. You just pay 0 English pounds and you can download it, which is very nice, and thank you Jahirul for providing these things to us. It's only one file, it's an EXR file. I'll go back to the standard surface shader, and instead of that color I choose the EXR file. So first of all we need to choose the file option here. Now it's turning into that gray color because it doesn't know which image it is, and now we select that image, and the image is right here in one of my project folders. This is the actual image I got, almost 100 megabytes, and since I've done this before, you've seen the rendering at the beginning of this tutorial, Maya created a TX file from it, which is basically the same. The TX file is the one internally Maya deals with. And now you see our dots. Now when we create a new material for the surface, Arnold standard surface shader, and something very shiny, for example the copper, then you get these dotted reflections. It's a natural scan of an LED panel in this case, and you can do this yourself, obviously. So thank you, Jahirul, for providing this idea, and to everybody, I wish you a very good day. Bye.